welcome to week 14. You all had really interesting posts on the discussion forum last week, and I enjoyed reading them. However, I do think some of you were giving criminals more credit than they deserve in terms of the levels of moral reasoning. So very few people get to a stage 6 or even stage 5 on Kohlberg's level, so it seems unlikely that a serial killer would. In most cases, it does not seem like universal ethical principles are leading them to kill, and if they were, it would be very distorted principles. Most of these killers are not doing it to save someone's life or get back at someone. They're killing people who never did any harm to them. I suspect a lot of them are closer to stage 1, punishment obedience, where they don't think they'll get caught, or stage 2, which is individualism, instrumental purpose, and exchange, where they're doing it to get something or because they think that someone deserves it. Moving on to this week, you'll be talking about various aspects of peer relationships. I've got a video here about bullying in terms of what happens to the victim and the bully, and the discussion forum is a personal reflection on your own development in terms of friendship. Finally, now that you've turned in your rough paper drafts, you're going to be working on the peer review stage. You will each be emailed 2 other student papers to peer review. For each paper, you should make changes and comments within the paper using the track changes function in Word within the paper. You're also going to need to complete the final paper peer review, which looks like this. Complete this worksheet for each paper you read. You'll assign a grade based on whether they met each criteria. So did they address all of the comments in the introduction? Did they provide 3 supporting arguments? Did they provide counter arguments? Conclusions? Are they consistent with APA style and their writing? And you'll also give them general feedback in terms of 2 strengths of the paper and 2 areas in which they could improve. Now the goal is for you to give the writer a sense of how I might grade you. As long as they make the suggested changes, they will not receive the grade you give them. So it's actually in the person's best interest that you be as realistic as possible and not just be nice. Do your best to give them constructive feedback, but everyone also realizes that you're not all necessarily experts on the topic, so do your best. Now, the peer reviews will not be due till Sunday, November 30th, but you should begin thinking about them next week. Note that they're due the week of Thanksgiving, so essentially next week, we'll be doing peer review instead of covering material. The peer reviews are going to be uploaded to the peer review assignment. For each of the 2 papers you receive, you're going to submit 4 files. For each of the 2 papers you receive, you'll submit 2 files. The paper itself with your comments throughout using track changes, and the completed peer review document in Word. So you'll submit a total of 4 documents, 2 for each paper you read. Please note my instructions for how to save the paper. I've got specific requirements and also how to save the grading rubric. And as always, please contact me if you have any questions. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing your reviews and reading your papers.